and you steal as a farmer.
So let me. This is really quite intriguing. This analysis that you have made, and I'm wondering then, because one of the things that we try to offer on this podcast is a sense of the way forward. So, given what you have defined as the peculiar character of corruption in Nigeria and the ways in which corruption is democratized in Nigeria and has become bureaucratic in its nature and operation and so on. What strategies are there?
Privatize it.
So describe it, because I think that also, when you spoke to this efficient mails distribution system that you described, which became privatized and then it works. And Nigerians can also see it in the airline sector, for example. I remember when in Nigeria it was a monopoly of the Nigeria Airways. You will buy a ticket and you'd have to bribe to get a seat on the flight, and it happened to me quite a bit. And then now you have a number of airlines available, and they actually beg you to come buy their tickets and their services, essentially. So are you saying then that a capitalist formation is the answer?
So why are you saying you want to totally eliminate corruption? Because that's not possible. In fact, there are certain things that theories cannot produce. You cannot produce theories of zero corruption. It is just going to exist on paper. Because human beings are agents of self-destruction. And among that self-destruction is a component of greed.
Is it every human? Are you talking about?
Human beings self-destruct.
Okay.
In some ways, you can argue that's how we're programmed. We self-destruct.
So how do we account for historical progress if we're programmed toward self-destruction? So is there a countervailing impulse towards self-regeneration and self-enlargement?
We call it incentives.
Okay, incentives.
So if you put your car on the road, and the road is good, and you can see 5 miles ahead, and you see 65 miles per hour, you are going to run 80.
Yes.
The reason why you don't do that is an incentive.
Yes. A police officer.
Now, most time they won't catch you. But once they catch you, they will punish you. That's an incentive. So traditional societies function well, efficiently, based on two concepts: guilt and shame. Shame you see, guilt you don't see. So shame is you violate community values. They put you to shame. You understand? But suppose they don't catch you. Your guilt will kick in. Because spirituality, religion, the gods and the goddesses will now begin to pursue you. So you go to bed and you dream a witch is about to kill you. Because earlier in the afternoon, you had sex with somebody else's wife. Voluntarily, you go to an herbalist.
Yes.
You confess.
Yes.
And make some sacrifice.
Yes.
So that you can sleep well.
Yes.
So when you eliminate guilt and shame, we now substitute them for Western institutions. You understand? The Western law, the Western judicial system, the Western punishment. And in doing it that way, there was a time when the incentives were respected. But by today, no one respects those incentives anymore. Some people will tell you, why don't you steal 1 billion? Go and hide it. They will put you in prison for 3 years. 3 years will fly in 3 minutes now.
Mm-hmm. And then you come out and you become a big chief. the Iborization factor. Mm-hmm.
So the incentives have weakened. But when I say privatization is a concept that says that why don't you create an efficient entrepreneurship and bureaucracy and allow the few people who manage that to steal your money?
Mm-hmm.
Because they are delivering services and products, and then in combination with your power elite, they criminalize corruption, and then they punish those who want to join them.
Wow.
You understand?
So they limit the span of participation in the business of corruption.
Yes, the king who killed you for adultery.
Yes.
As you find in the story of David.
Yes.
Who looked outside his window, committed adultery.
Yes. Yes.
If you look at story,
yes,
could have committed adultery.
Yes.
But he was saying, look, I'm a king. I can't commit adultery because there's nobody.
Yes. Higher than I.
To punish me.
Yes.
As a citizen,
yes,
you cannot commit adultery.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese model. You understand?
Yes, that's true.
So the members of the highest bureaucracy in that privatized corruption, they can have a bank account in New York. But as you go lower in that bureaucracy and they see that bank account,
yes,
you know what they do?
Your head is off. Yes. Your head is off.
They will kill you.
Yes.
You understand? So you can say, okay, Dangote, you are building a refinery for us. We allow you. But your staff, they will go to jail. How we are going to arrive at that will depend on how the entrepreneurship model becomes more and more successful. You may not like Obi Kubana, but you know he generates wealth. You understand? You may not like the guy who produces cars.
Innocent Chukuma.
But you see the objects that he produces. He produces car. What is wrong to say, okay, central bank, I will give you access to dollar because you're producing cars and you're employing people. And you are maximizing productivity, and we see the results. And then Alhaji wants to use that money to marry a third, fourth wife. He said, no. I'm not going to allow you to do that.
Yes.
But am I saying something that is profound? It is not. The aristocracy that developed Japan in the 20th century, it was corrupt in the 19th century. It reformed itself, went into production, became centers of technology, and they left that corruption behind.
So what was the initial incentive for them to say? Was it for them to say that our form of corruption is unproductive, as it were? So we need to make it more to become efficient in delivery of services and goods so that we can sustain this model of corruption.
So 1 year, 22 trucks were missing in New York.
Government-owned trucks or
Yes, to
private?
collect garbage.
Yes, yes.
I think eventually they realized somebody was using them to carry some drugs and dead bodies and things like that. If that same year, if Mali lost those 22 garbage trucks, all the streets will be dirty. You understand? One time, a university not far away from us lost 20 million to Enron.
Wow.
On electricity. But they paid everybody's salary.
They paid what?
Everybody was paid their salary.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
Very good. If they stole that amount of money in Gambia, you will not be paid for 4 months. So, it is not just only for a state to be corrupt. There must be two elements which are missing in the case of Nigeria and African countries. What is its absorptive capacity? Because you have to measure the absorptive capacity of corruption. So as you said, give me this amount of money to revitalize the universities. But the accountant general stole more money than they were asking for.
Yeah.
You understand? If you accumulate the money they were stealing, it's so much that Nigeria lacks that absorptive capacity. You know, if they steal that amount of money in the US, everybody will still be paid.
Yeah.
The middle class will still remain.
That's right.
That's one. The second, okay,